Hi, I'm Rick Dancer. Welcome to What's Happening Downtown Eugene. And what's been happening in downtown Eugene for, gosh, as long as I can remember is KLCC Radio. And Kyle Hughes is here joining us. We're going to talk about some changes and also a little festival that's coming up that I don't even have to tell you what it is because you all know. Kyle, thanks for being with us.
Thank you very much, Rick.
So talk about KLCC. What future planning? There's some changes, some things going on you're working on.
Yeah. Big things at KLCC. So you have mentioned it's been around for a while, 48 years in fact. KLCC is one of the charter members of the NPR News Network.
That's cool.
1970. We are part of Lane Community College. And about 8 years ago, we moved our studios downtown after a very successful capital campaign to be closer to the revitalization efforts. And so I think a lot of big things have happened since then. But of course, with KLCC, our big focus right now is the 2016 Micro Brew Festival.
This thing, when did you first start the Brew Festival? Because I feel like I've been going forever. When did it start?
Well, it had been around for a while before KLCC took it over. Previously, I think it was a fundraiser for the Easter Seals, if you remember that. And so we've been doing it. This will be the 14th iteration of the KLCC Micro Brew Festival. Wow. And it will be bigger and better than ever.
I mean, you guys have really made a name for this, where people, it's at the fairground, you need the fairgrounds to get everybody in.
Right, and I've been lobbying for the last couple of years that we actually take over the hall next door too and make it even bigger. But we're really maximizing the space this year. We'll have 83 breweries and over 200 beers.
Now, how important is the funding that you get from that?
Oh, it's huge. It's really huge. As a public radio station, fundraising is a big part of what we are forced to do every year. And so you've heard us on the air, 2 or 3 times a year, you'll hear us making the pitch on air. Well, that accounts for a big portion of our annual fundraising, our annual revenue. But about 7 to 10% of our operating expenses are funded through this one festival, 2 days, the Friday evening and all day Saturday around Valentine's Day weekend this year.
What I love about KLCC is you're still, there's not a lot of local options for media anymore.
Less and less.
Most of the TV stations are owned by some bigger company in town, so you still have that, and you guys still cover the news.
Absolutely, that's our primary focus, of course.
How does your connection with OPB and also public radio in Portland? I mean, you're really at NPR. You're really connected in all those areas.
Certainly. So NPR is it's one of the largest independent news networks in the entire world, and there are currently about 900 affiliate stations. OPB and KLCC are both affiliate stations. So while we are part of a shared network of resources, we are independent operations. OPB does TV as well. KLCC is strictly on the radio. But we do a lot of collaboration, and it's something that you may see more of as we move forward in the coming years.
When you're looking at strategic plans, what is it? Are there any big changes you can talk about coming up, or what do you?
Certainly, I can.
You can tease us just a little bit.
I can't give it all away just yet. But you will see a renewed focus on local news coverage. We're going to strengthen our news service, perhaps expand our news team, and that can happen as early as this year. We will also be really renewing our focus on community engagement. So how you see KLCC in the community, where we are, where we partner, what events we're participating in. Hopefully we'll be more visible and take a more active role in convening conversations such as downtown revitalization and economic development.
Because you guys have been very involved with the TAD Talks and the different technology events that are going on, the hackathon that's coming up.
Yeah, very happy to see the momentum in this area right now in this community, and KLCC is a proud participant in that.
Do you see that as your role, as a radio station's role, is not to set the tone, but to allow the conversation? And we desperately need, in this country and this community, to know how to have a conversation.
Oh, certainly, yeah. And our mission has evolved over the past 48 years. We started as an engineering project out of the basement of Lane Community College up on the main campus. A couple of engineering students got together, loved jazz music, wanted to get it out there. And over the course of the last nearly 50 years, we've had a growing emphasis on news, and our mission statement had most recently been to reflect the needs of the community. And we are now focusing more on engaging the community, enriching the mind and the spirit. And so we are more and more seeing ourselves as conveners of a conversation, a place to get people together to focus on issues rather than just repeated or bounce back stuff that is happening.
All right, so we'll look for that in the coming year. And don't forget the Micro Brew Festival. And again, when is it, and how do people find out more about it?
Valentine's Day weekend this year. It's February 12th and the 13th. It'll be at Lane Fairgrounds, the event center. All the information is on our website, klcc.org. But I really encourage people to participate in the event because it is such a big part of our funding. You can participate by volunteering, by showing up. 100% of the proceeds go to fund KLCC.
This is about KLCC and community.
Absolutely, yeah. There's
That's a good beer.
Exactly. There's two main things that I think is pretty essential to Oregonians. Quality public radio that really upholds values of journalistic integrity in an environment with decreasing options for great news.
Right.
And also, of course, celebrating wonderful craft beverages, namely beer, ciders, and meads even.
All right. Kyle, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Rick.
That's what's happening in downtown Eugene.